Sir, here's the thing. I'm building a country house, not for myself. That's not the important thing. We're at Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture today. Ask the teachers or students how I should build, what I should start from. So you think they only train construction workers here? There are also architects, engineers, designers. Never mind. Hi, you're watching Think Big. It's the show about how and where to study in Ukraine, and to make your student years unforgettable at the same time. So how do you like Ukrainian futurism? You know, Serhiy, it's not bad. Would you like to have it for your country house? I'm not quite sure. Exactly. The university was founded in 1930. It has 7 faculties and 5 research institutes. It trains bachelors in 26 disciplines and masters in 27. Almost 6,000 students study and more than 1,100 teachers work here. There are also 10 specialized academic councils for the defense of theses for candidates and doctors in technical and economic sciences to earn scientific degrees. Studies at KNUCA begin with this mysterious basement. All freshmen gather here in early September, put on their helmets, read the prayer of the construction worker, and then get hit over the head with a blueprint tube by benevolent senior students. I'm a builder now. After induction comes the party, of course, either in a nightclub or at the stadium. The stadium at KNUCA is not just for sports. Parties are thrown here frequently and completely legally. When it's warm, students take their music outside and arrange a street festival of, well, everything. Here's another tip. Student life is very intense at KNUCA. You can keep track of events with the help of announcement boards located in the various buildings, but social media is much more convenient. There are plenty of such groups, and here are some of the most popular ones. You should also try your hand at working in the Student Council of the KNUCA. This is a tip from its head, Alexander Slobodanyuk. The main aim of this organization is to protect the rights of students, but the council is also responsible for parties. According to Alexander, working the council is interesting and useful. First and foremost, it stimulates personal development. People working in the student council learn communication skills, build networks of acquaintances, and receive new knowledge. Basically, anyone at KNUCA can tell you how to build a house. Construction worker students probably know to do this better than anyone. The students of one of the oldest faculties at the university learn how to design, construct, and use industrial and civil buildings and structures mainly through computer software. It saves time, energy, and greatly reduces the likelihood of errors. By the way, some of the software used was developed by the department's experts. Drawing blueprints is much faster using such software. Even I sometimes have to draw something, and I've already forgotten how to. Though when I was a university student, we drew everything by hand. It used to be very difficult, but now it's so much easier, especially when you make a mistake, as you can fix it right away. Students can see designs that have been developed at the Building Testing Center. It focuses more on the scientific and practical studies of the features of structures, products, or materials. The center also carries out tests for private companies. For example, here they check the strength of a concrete mixture or 10 mm thick rebar. We test a large range of building structures, products and materials. In particular, doors, windows, bricks, concrete, various structural elements, fencing structures, supports, fittings, as well as concrete and reinforced concrete products.
Елементи кріплення, арматуру, а також бетонні і залізобетонні вироби.
When we were preparing to film at KNUCA, I thought there'd be nothing of interest here, just construction workers here, or maybe foremen. Where's the creativity? Where's the drive? But I was so wrong. Now we know that KNUCA students know how to have fun. But student life is much more diverse here, and the atmosphere is creative and unique. For example, the improvised exhibition of Ukrainian futurism right in the lobby of the architecture faculty. All of these are works created by students and made from improvised materials, mostly paper. But just look at these ideas, perspectives and shapes. This is common practice for creative students, possibly even works of art for guests of the university. We hold some sorts of events almost every week, either cultural or sporting, it doesn't matter, but our students are busy with something almost every week. And of course there's the entertainment at the Center for Culture and Leisure. I think I talk about various creative studios and events at universities in every episode, but I don't think I've ever been lucky enough to take part in such events, until today.
Я уже приехал, это Лига Смеха, Лига Смеха.
This is the League of Laughs at KN-UCA, certified by its TV equivalent. Anyone can join the faculty team. The main requirements are a sense of humor, creativity and activity, and you cannot be afraid of going on stage. The bonuses are an unforgettable time, recognition and respect at the university, as well as invaluable experience. Didn't make it into the League of Laughs but still want to be on stage? No problem. There are several large-scale student events in KN-UCA. Mr. and Miss University is for the beautiful, talented and self-confident. The Battle of the Faculties is for those creative and ideological ones. Some works are worthy of an Oscar, well, maybe some student version of an Oscar. There is also a special festival for active and ambitious freshmen. It's a great opportunity to show yourself and walk up the stairs of student life. And of course, after such events, the warmed-up students go to the after-party. But we're not going to film there for ethical reasons. They say that architecture is a combination of science and the art of designing buildings. Then what more is there to it? Maybe architecture was called the mother of art at some point. However, it soon became impossible to do without engineers and designers who would work out scientific solutions. So for now, it is relatively balanced. Every future architect must be able to create models, but not models like me, proper ones. Architecture students create small spatial models and then subject compositions in their first year. A bus stop is one of the first tasks of any town planning project. They have to choose a location for it, how to drive up to it, and a way for passengers and disabled people to leave it. All of these things must be taken into account. Next, they can start planning and designing the interior of a private residential building all the way right up to residential complexes, theaters or airports. But architects always learn the skill of making a model of a future structure. Every future architect must be able to draw, but not like me, properly. Drawing is also one of architects' tools. They must be able to draw with a pencil and paints. Students learn to create still lifes and landscapes and paint portraits of sculptures and nature. Every future architect must be able to sculpt from modeling clay, but not like me, properly. They needed primarily to learn to feel the shape and volume of an object. Therefore, they also study the structure of the human body here to have a proper sense of scale and understand how sculptural objects should fit into space. The dorms at KN-UCA are arranged like a campus. This means that students don't have to commute anywhere. All the lecture halls, student centers, a sport complex, a library, and 4 of 8 dormitories are compactly located here in Solomyansky district. Solomyansky district is one of the capital's districts located at a certain distance from the city center. However, the convenient transport infrastructure enables getting almost anywhere in Kyiv without transfers. There are plenty of places around where you can have a snack or spend an evening. Cafes, restaurants, shopping malls, cinemas, sports complexes and sports grounds. A monthly subscription to a gym in Kyiv goes about 500 hryvnias on average, or there is a free one for KN-UCA students right here in the dormitory. Students themselves proposed that gyms be built in dormitories. The administration supported them and helped with materials and equipment. The residents of the dorms did the rest. Now they have their own comfy place to work out in. The university also takes care of students and postgraduate students who have kids. Such families live in the first dorm, which is a family-type dormitory with a special room layout and a children's playroom. Rush hour starts after about 3 p.m. here, when classes in the kindergarten and school end. Look, a toy car! The right engineering solutions provide comfort in buildings and apartments. Here they will teach you how to apply them properly. It only seems that it's easy to build a house, as they sing in the song, but today they train specialists to be confident in every engineering decision they make. Students are taught research, design, installation, construction, and operation of engineering systems. In other words, heating, ventilation, heat supply, gas supply, air conditioning, water supply, and drainage systems.
Систем газопостачання, систем кондиціонування, систем водопостачання, систем водовідведення.
Students primarily learn practical skills in numerous laboratories of the faculty, so that every single one of them knows how engineering equipment is designed and how it operates. It is a measuring device that helps to train specialists in ventilation and air conditioning to design air distribution systems. Such work is directly related to air comfort in rooms. Sensors transmit the data on air speed and temperature to a tablet. This information enables the design of air conditioning and ventilation systems that correspond to European standards. International cooperation at KN-UCA is a two-way street, just like in most Ukrainian universities. Every year, the university takes in about 500 foreign students. In turn, Ukrainian students have the opportunity to participate in professional and educational programs in partnership with foreign universities or organizations. Several times a year, the university organizes international cooperation programs. For example, students can win grants to actually implement their ideas, get an internship abroad, and work with powerful global construction companies. The international image of the university is also impressive. Back when it was the Kyiv Civil Engineering Institute, it started teaching foreign students in 1949. Since then, nearly 9,000 students from 110 countries have received an education here. And it's these graduates that are now the best advert for their university. Everyone knows this university. I can even give you an example. There is the Book of Memories to the 20th anniversary of the Chinese Association of Graduates. The Chinese published the book, and here's the Union of Graduates of Ukrainian Universities in it. And the most interesting part is the community of graduates of the Kyiv Civil Engineering Institute.
Здесь есть общество выпускников Киевского инженерно-строительного института.
First, foreign students go through the preparatory department, which is 8 to 9 months of mostly language study. The university takes in the most capable and continually monitors the quality of learning and the knowledge gained. This is why KN-UCA degree certificates are recognized in most countries around the world. We have a wonderful sports complex. Literally everything here is 5 minutes walk away. So foreign students have access to a pool, a football field, a sports stadium, and a boxing ring. They do sports, no problem. There are also cultural events like creativity evenings, friendship evenings, and concerts. Another good reason to join KN-UCA is to spend some time living in Kyiv, a beautiful old city in the heart of Europe. The Faculty of Urban Studies and Spatial Planning will teach you how to think on the scale of an entire city. To compare, Andrei, that's not like building a country house. Urban Studies, or Urban Planning, is the science of planning settlements and improving urban amenities. And that's real work with the future. Here they will teach you how to see how cities will look in 15 or 20 years' time. We lay the foundations when a city is being built. We must design it so it is smart and rational. It's the infrastructure, street networks and utilities that we put into place.
Это улично-дорожная сеть, это коммуникации, которые мы закладываем.
Accordingly, the tasks of the faculties graduates of the future are very responsible ones.
Это серьезные решения серьезных.
It involves solving serious urban planning and regional planning tasks. Then there is the issue of construction in certain areas, street and road networks, so we teach them how to rebuild as well as elements of landscaping.
И элементы благоустройства.
So what's in the folder? First of all, it's an art case, not a folder. Secondly, it contains the blueprints of my perfect country house. Surely you must know that a perfect country house is a utopia, because it's constantly changing and evolving. You'll see when you come to my country house. Today we were at